D.A.P. The perspective. Just imagine, picture this. You walk into work thinking it's just another shift, right? A little drama, a little stress, but nothing crazy. Now, fast forward a few hours. Somebody's dead on the floor inside of a McDonald's restaurant. Yeah, that's what happened at the McDonald's in Detroit, 9 Mile. And the story behind it all, man, is wild. Jennifer Harris, hardworking mother of 6, a manager, just trying to keep her store in check. Then you got Afeni Muhammad, an employee with an attitude and a timeline full of dark posts that nobody took serious until it was too late. Now here's the crazy part. All this started over something that happens every day. A manager sending an employee home for acting unprofessional. And that one move turned into a deadly decision. Today on D.A.P, we're digging deep into the case. Was this murder in cold blood? Or was it about pride and respect? Or was this a ticking time bomb that everybody ignored? Stay locked in. Hit the like button. Let's talk about it. Because this one right here is bigger than McDonald's. It's about mental health, workplace tension, and what happens when warning signs get involved. Peace and blessings. What's good? My name is David Adams, the host of The Perspective. Unfortunately, they are in court now, as we speak, possibly. Yeah. Serious situation, man. Serious situation. So I got about 10 questions for you guys. And I know that you all know about the story about Afeni Muhammad and Jennifer Harris. So I just got a few questions for you. The first question is going to be, who do you think was really at fault in this situation? Afeni or Jennifer? Or the system that employed them both? Who do you think was at fault? So if you want to give your perspective, do me the favor and put it on the comment board. I appreciate it. Or if you want to call in, you can call in. Just let me know. All right. So who at fault? And while you think about who at fault, again, put it on the comment board. While we listen to some of the characteristics of Afeni Muhammad. Now, mind you, this was months before she was building up this resentment, building up this energy to be angry at her manager, Jennifer. She was building it up. And here is one video you can look at to show you the buildup.
She coming in there talking about some, yeah, I broke my door in half and I had to pull my gun out on my kids and this and that. Well, you know, telling us that, like, the fuck you telling us you pulled a gun out on your kids for? You sound like a fucking psychopath. That's what I wanted to tell her. She was talking about some, she blacked out. I'm like, yeah, you must have had blacked out if you pulled the gun out on your kids. Like, you know, like, I'm like, what the fuck you telling me this for? Like,
once again, the first question, I got 10 for you. Who do you think is at fault? Jennifer, Afeni, or the system that hired them both?
Like, to think she's like trying to make it seem like that she big dog or some shit. Give a fuck about you telling me about you pulling the gun on a kid. I don't fucking, like, that shit doesn't scare me. You know what I mean? That shit doesn't scare me. If she thought she was trying to intimidate me, that shit didn't intimidate me at all. I don't give a fuck about her telling me about what the fuck she did.
See, some people take things different. Some people take things wrong. Could it be a possibility that Jennifer was telling them all a story about something that happened at home where she was probably startled? Is it a possibility that she told a story to her employees in small talk, explaining to them that she had to pull a gun out because it's a possibility that she didn't know who was at the door, or when she walked in a house, or whatever the case may be, or any situation like that, and she was just having small talk. Everybody else may have took that like, wow, laughed at it. But it's some people, depending on how their mind is and what they're going through mentally and emotionally, determines the result that they perceive in their own head. And it's a possibility that, well, not a possibility, it is what it is. She actually felt like she was talking to her, trying to intimidate her.
You know, and maybe that's why they always fighting her, to defend themselves. They probably felt like their life was threatened. The fuck out of here with that shit.
Yeah, so that's
and one day she coming in there talking about some, yeah, I broke my door in half and I had to pull my gun out on my kids since this and that. Well, you know, telling us that, like, the fuck you telling us you pulled a gun out on your kids for? You sound like a fucking psychopath. That's why.
She only deflected on who she is. That's what it seemed like. What do you think? So, do you feel Jennifer was a bully? Was she picking on this young lady? She could have been picking on her. I'm trying to just see both sides, because there are both sides saying one thing and another thing. So you got some people actually on Afeni's side, and you have some people that's on Jennifer's side. Let's get into it. Giving you a clear character of Afeni. Evidently, she's obsessed with masks, horror faces like Chucky, Jason, people like that so far. Yeah. What do you think? What do you think? Once again, the question. Who do you think was at fault? Was it Jennifer? Was it Afeni, or was it the system that hired them both? That's one question. I got 10 for you. Here is more video of the mindset characteristics of Afeni Muhammad.
Sober in love, sober in love.
That is the song of hers that she created. I'm going to mute it, but I'm going to just show you how she moved at the job. If you don't know about this story, this happened in Detroit, 9 Mile, recently, not long ago. There was a licensed carrier who was onlooking and saw the situation. Some people say he shot a warning shot in the air. Some people say there was no shot. He just, I guess, pointed the gun at her and held her, detained her, or whatever, until the police came. They calling him a hero, but in reality, this should have never happened. Some more characteristics of Afeni. This is at the job where she's playing a flute. I don't know if she's on lunch. We don't know if she's just making an Instagram page or Instagram video, because she was a content creator and she was a rapper trying to get on. Yep, this is her character. A few more videos of her, and we're gonna move on. All of the videos and pictures and things like that, everything on her Instagram page is kind of dark, gloomy.
I'm just sitting at this park right now. I wanted I had to talk to my neighbor Wayne again and like clear up everything with him, because how I said how like he always like he always like look at me a certain way or something, and I told him that like I don't want to have sex. I told him that. So it's like, you know, sometimes he would give me something to eat or something if I didn't make anyone on Instacart. I get that, but I told him like I don't want him thinking that that I owe him that just because he do that for me. Sometimes I want him to think that I owe him sex. So now, like, after I told him that, it's like he's been crying and crying and telling me he think I use him, dismissing everything that I do for him and did for him, dismissing the fact that he had this condition that he'd been going through for a long time and nobody can help him but me. I helped him get through it.
Who she's talking about is an old guy. From what I'm hearing now, they don't know where he is, and later on they found somebody in the river. They're trying to find out if it's him.
And I cook, and you know, I don't have a lot of money, but I still make money at work. But
an old white or Caucasian dude.
You know, I don't have a car right now. I'm still working to get in a car, and he feels like I owe him sex, and now he's mad and crying and trying to make me feel guilty. I need to just calm down. I'm gonna be okay.
Some people are on her side because they are concerned about her past and what she's been through. They're sympathetic about some of the things she's gone through, some of the things she's mentioned in her video footage. That's why some people are on her side and giving her a pass. What do you think? Once again, the next question I want to ask you. The next question is, what could have been done differently to prevent this entire tragedy? What could have been done differently? You can put your comment on the comment board. Wow. Check.
I'm gonna be okay. But I should have known. I'm playing my peaceful music so I don't have to listen to you doing this and you're interrupting my music, calling my phone. Please leave me alone. Stop fucking with me! Leave me alone! Leave me alone! Please! Leave me alone! Please! Please leave me alone! I don't want to have sex with you! I don't want to have sex! So stop! I really touched myself! I don't want to have sex with you! Okay? Okay?
1, 2.
Thank you!
Yeah, it's just amazing how this happens. That was the old white guy, supposedly, allegedly, that she was talking to, who was nice to her, giving her food, looking out for her. And she felt that she felt that he wanted to have sex with her because he was doing those nice things. And it just so happened that, like I said earlier, they found some white guy or Caucasian guy in the river or something like that. And right now, the Caucasian guy is missing. So allegedly, it may be him or it may not be, or maybe he just disappeared and didn't want to be a part of the whole situation because he knew he would be questioned. So like I said, some people are going on Afeni's side because they feel like she was abused in some kind of way. She was in a lot of different relationships that were abusive, possibly, allegedly, and no family and all that, homeless. So they're on her side. But does that justify murder? Many people go through trials and tribulations. Does that justify murder? Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings.
I wanted to I had to talk to my neighbor Wayne again and like clear up everything with him because how I said how like he's always like he always like look at me a certain way or something, and I told him that like I don't want to have sex. I told him that. So it's like, you know, sometimes he would give me something to eat or something if I didn't make anyone on Instacart. I get that. But I told him like I don't want him thinking that that I owe him that just because he do that for me sometimes. I want him to think that I owe him sex. So now like After I told him that, it's like he's been crying and crying and telling me he think I use him. Dismissing everything that I do for him and did for him. Dismissing the fact that he had this condition that he's been going through for a long time and nobody can help him. But me, I helped him get through it. And I cook, and you know, I don't have a lot of money, but I still make money at work. But you know, I don't have a car right now. I'm still working to get in a car. And he feels like I owe him sex, and now he's mad and crying and trying to make me feel guilty. I need to just calm down. I'm gonna be okay. But I should have known. I'm playing my peaceful music so I don't have to listen to you doing this, and you're interrupting my music call on my phone. Please leave me alone.
You told me you never ignore me.
Stop fucking with me! Leave me alone! Please, no! Leave me alone! Please! Please leave me alone! I don't want to have sex with you! I don't want to have sex! So stop! I really trust myself! I don't want to have sex with you! Okay! Okay! Thank you!
Y'all cause a gun. Everybody knows this.
I'm just appalled that so many
I be like sometimes I ignore him because it's like I don't want to like snap, like, cause it's like a disturbing feeling, like why are you fucking talking to me? Like it's disgusting. Like he just looks disgusting in his fucking face. You know, he got all these fucking scabs on his fucking neck because he got a little disorder problem. This, you know, fucking picking at his neck and shit. And he cry a lot. He cry a lot. He do all that sobbing shit. It don't even be like a regular cry. It's like he just like make this like annoying ass sound. Like it's like, dude, get the fuck away from me, man. And then like, so I just yesterday, like when I was driving, he kept trying to disturb my peace. He kept on like he kept on like saying shit like when I was driving the whole time, like I didn't know what I was doing. Like, dude, I drive safer than him. Just so you know, I drive safer than him. This dude don't drive safe at all. He don't. I be having to monitor him. So I think he was being sarcastic yesterday, trying to be funny, acting like he had to monitor me. But it's like he didn't have to do that with me though, because I ain't the one that needs to be monitored. I drive very responsibly. You know what I mean? I don't cause accidents. He the one that used to cause accidents and stuff, and almost got us hit before. And when he parked one time, he hit somebody's car. He's fucking pathetic. He's fucking pathetic. And the way this little thing right here, and this little filter, the way that thing is moving all slow and gross, that's how he is. He moves all slow and gross, like he's a fucking disease, man. And somebody's gonna have to put him out of his fucking misery. I'm just saying it like that. Somebody's gonna have to put him out of his misery. Ain't no other way to put it, man. I ain't gonna hold you. Somebody's gonna have to fucking teach him a lesson. If I gotta do it, it ain't gonna be nice. If I gotta teach this dude a lesson, it ain't gonna be nice. It ain't gonna be nice. I'm ready to leave everything behind. If I gotta throw my shit away, if I gotta just, you know, all my clothes and shit go in the trash again, you know, I lived this before. I've been through this before. So this is nothing but materialistic stuff. I'm just mentally preparing myself because it's like, I'm telling you, he's been picking with me more than ever. And I believe he's been picking with me more than ever because he knows we're getting evicted now. So it's like, you know, but here's the thing though, this is what he's thinking. He's thinking he's gonna keep me around, telling me, oh, we can get a store. And every time he call my name, nah, I just want to say, stop talking to me. Like, you know, like me, like he's so annoying. Like, I don't know how to fucking explain it. I really fucking don't. But he's so fucking annoying. Like I be like sometimes I ignore him because it's like I don't want to like snap. Like, cause it's like a disturbing feeling. Like why are you fucking talking to me? Like it's disgusting. Like he just looks disgusting in his fucking face. You know, he got all these fucking scabs on his fucking neck cause he got a little disorder problem.
Well, do you think what was really who was at fault? I got about 10 questions, like I said. Who was at fault? The system for hiring them, Afeni or Jennifer? Put your answer on the comment board. Yeah.
You know, fucking picking at his neck and shit. And he cry a lot. He cry a lot. He do all that sobbing shit. It don't even be like a regular cry. It's like he just like make this like annoying ass sound. Like it's like, dude, get the fuck away from me, man. And then like, so I just yesterday, like when I was driving, he kept trying to disturb my peace. He kept on like he kept on like saying shit like when I was driving the whole time, like I didn't know what I was doing. Like, dude, I drive safer than him. Just so you know, I drive safer than him. This dude don't drive safe at all. He don't. I be having to monitor him. So I think he was being sarcastic yesterday, trying to be funny, acting like he had to monitor me. But it's like he didn't have to do that with me though, because I ain't the one that needs to be monitored. I drive very responsibly. You know what I mean? I don't cause accidents. He the one that used to cause accidents and stuff, and almost got us hit before. And when he parked one time, he hit somebody's car. He's fucking pathetic. He's fucking pathetic. And the way this little thing right here, and this little filter, The way that thing is moving all slow and gross. That's how he is. He moves all slow and gross. Like he's a fucking disease, man. And somebody's gonna have to put him out of his fucking misery. I'm just saying it like that. Somebody
got to put him out of his misery. This is in her brain. Yeah. This was the buildup before she walked into that McDonald's with a knife. Second question. What could have been done differently to prevent this tragedy? Third question. Do you think social media threats should be taken more seriously in the workplace? Why or why not? Yeah, this is a serious situation. The buildup. What could have been done differently to prevent this situation? Third question. Do you think social media should be taken a little more serious when it comes to the workplace, when it comes to people seeing things about employees on their social media, doing things as such? Do you think it should be taken a little more serious in the workplace? Why or why not? That's the third question.
Anyway, first person got sick.
Yep. The characteristics of Afeni Muhammad, the build up months before the actual act. What would you have done if you was in Jennifer's position? What role does conflict resolution training play in the workplace, like a place like McDonald's? What role does conflict resolution training play in the workplace, like McDonald's? Do you think these were signs?
thicker they are, the harder they fall. Bitch, I ain't gonna catch you.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall. And bitch, I ain't gonna catch you.
Yeah. Should management always send an employee home for unprofessional behavior, even if tensions are high?
Because technically I'm not supposed to be eating in here, so.
She always liked breaking rules, especially if she didn't feel like doing it from what it looks like. A lot of people are saying that. I'm not saying it. I'm giving you analogies of other people, perspectives of other people. I'm just giving you the content. What would you have done if you were in Jennifer's position? What would you have done? Put it on the comment board. Be real. What did she see when she looked in the mirror? What did she see? Did she see Chucky? Did she see Jason? What was it that she seen while looking in the mirror? What did Afeni Muhammad see when the reflection looked back at her? This should have been 5. I mean, this should have been 6. My bad. Someone said this reminds him of the movie Carrie. Seems a little demonic, seems a little gloomy. Does remind you of Carrie.
Myself, you know. I'm tired of not having shit in the house anymore. Ooh, olives. I think I might get some olives.
When I told you that people are defending her, look at the comment of a young lady said, "Oh, sister, if I was out there, we would have been friends." I think this girl is, what did she say? Neurodivergent? I can't pronounce that. Y'all help me out. But, and don't have much family to support or even any love around. Probably super isolated and then being targeted and harassed. I understand you, and I actually do believe you were getting bullied. See, I told you that there are a lot of people that is backing her on her side. And that same person who said that, my question and many other people's question would be to her, so does that justify you unaliving or murdering someone?
Community wrapping their arms around a family simply grief-stricken.
At a restaurant in East Point, police say that she was stabbed to death by an employee.
And tonight, a no violence rally as deadly violence continues across Metro Detroit. Fox 2's Dave Kinchin was there, and he joins us now live with more. And Dave, what are they trying to do there?
Yeah, Taryn, I'll tell you this much. Faith is at the center of all of this. Prayers going up to the heavens like your TV screen right now. In the meantime, here on the east side, it's a community wrapping their arms around a family simply grief-stricken while calling for change in the community.
Every time the devil come at one of our kids and our women, it's gonna cost him a soul.
Cries out to the heavens from Detroit's east side.
We are saved, standing against violence everywhere.
everywhere.
Divine Restoration Ministries hosting a no-violence rally demanding change on the streets following the stabbing death of East Point McDonald's manager Jennifer Harris. Thou shalt not kill is the main message coming from Harris's church of 18 years as the 6 children she left behind look on, heartbroken.
People say, well, are you doing this because it hit home? No, I'm doing it because I don't want it to hit anyone else's home.
Pastor Tanisha Evans feels like she lost a daughter who served as a church usher.
When you open up the doors of the church, her face was the first face you saw. Her smile, she had a contagious smile, and she was just a beautiful person inside out. All she did was go to church, to work, and take care of those children. She was a devoted mom.
Speakers include the mayor of East Point, where the fatal attack took place 1 week ago.
Our police department is doing everything we can, and we are desperate for solutions, but the problem is they can only show up after something's happened. And when we're having conversations, I'm glad to see what I'm seeing here today because I want to take this back to our community.
Political figures also speaking out.
Let us ensure that Ms. Harris, that her unfortunate loss is not in vain, but that we figure out what more we can do to bring peace into our communities. Amen.
What role does conflict resolution training play in the workplace like McDonald's? How important is conflict resolution?
Many ministers united in the same message. The true work begins when the cameras go away and one life is at the crossroads of possibly taking another.
I came to tell you that you matter. Your life is worth living. You are not disposable.
The owner of the McDonald's where this all took place was here. He did not speak tonight. He has vowed to pay for Jennifer Harris's funeral. Funds have also been established to take care of the kids. There's a GoFundMe online that family members are still hoping the community will support those kids through. We have a link to that on our website, fox2detroit.com. We're live on the east side. Dave Kinchin, Fox 2 News.
Parishioners and community leaders coming together at Divine Restoration Ministries tonight to call for an end to violence around the city. Tonight's event comes after Jennifer Harris, a longtime member of that church, was stabbed to death by a co-worker last week. Her family was in attendance. The church says her death will leave a big hole inside the church community.
Should employers, should the workplace get their employees' Instagram, Facebook, social media pages to have a whole department just dealing with investigating signs? It's a question that some people is thinking about. Is a question people are concerned about, because a lot of times, you know, there's a lot of tell signs in people's social media, what they say, what they do. I guess from a psychology perspective, a therapist perspective, you know, yeah. So sometimes, you know, you can pick up certain things about people if you study the mind, study the brain, and you can pick up some things. So do you think that it should be looked into when it comes to especially public jobs that's serving the public, jobs that's kind of underpaid, overly worked? Should those social media pages be looked at and looked into by a whole different department or team to monitor? Or is that getting too personal into people's personal lives? Let me know.
I have members that come in when we open up the doors of the church. She was the first one to contact. They seen her radiant smile, which was contagious. Her words that said when she came in, God bless you. When people were leaving, have a blessed day. And so those are the things. We're going to miss her. It's a big void.
A fundraiser has been started to help support the 6 children Harris leaves behind. We've posted that information on our website at clickondetroit.com.
Tributes continue to pour in for a mother of 6 murdered at her job. 39-year-old Jennifer Harris stabbed to death at an East Point McDonald's just last week.
Police say she sent an employee home early, and that employee accused of returning to kill Harris. It happened at the McDonald's on 9 Mile and Schroeder.
Tonight, a balloon release being held in the late mother's honor right outside the restaurant. 7 News Detroit reporter Demetrius Sanders joining us live now for this very special tribute. Demetrius?
Well, we're here outside of the McDonald's where Jennifer Harris had her life taken. She's also known as Jamma, and there's dozens of community members showing up in honor of the mother of 6. Now, I want
'All right, let me go in the freezer. I'll see what I can find in there.
Hours. No. Somebody made a comment, and the comment was, since when do being different makes you cray cray? All I see on her post is negative comments, more bullying. What she did was wrong, could have been prevented. Don't get me wrong, but all the hate she is getting is insane. She was filled with pain. She was crying in the middle of every smile. I don't like she didn't have a village, no support. She did the best she knew. She is the highlight of respecting others, being kind to people, no matter how different they may be. No matter how different they may be. We will all have a story. Some of us have situations we can't bounce back from, but we cover it and we keep going. She was bullied. She was alone. She was strong and she was weak. I hate to see people keep bullying her, being so judgmental online, but nobody blaming the people who kept poking the bear. The person who taunted her until she erupted like the volcano. She grew to be kind to people. You never know when it's their last straw. It could be you that catch all the rage and pain, praying for everyone. And someone said regarding Jennifer, what a woman, what a life. If only she could have had a chance to work this out. I'm glad she had children to carry her legacy. They will make her even prouder as their lives go on. It's really inspirational to see many souls coming together to pay tribute to this woman. May she rest in peace. The one she left behind be consoled and justice be served. Condolence to the family. Hope the mother, aunts, uncles, grandparents manage with good guardianship. How decent that the owner of the fast food place volunteered to pay for the employee's funeral. Not sure if the owner is also in charge of the GoFund collection. Inform the family that the employees also has life insurance twice to 10 times the salary from the company. Not sure if she paid for extended life insurance. With 6 kids, she should have the family. The family can also collect funds from the state's victims funds, $15,000 plus. Plus, the kids will receive the mother's Social Security if she birthed each one or adopted them. Not sure if the employees had separate personal life insurance. Of concern, someone is doing a GoFund for $1 million. The family might plan to also sue the fast food corporation. The people who should be sued is the family of the suspect, not the franchise. God tests everyone in situations like these, will always bring out the true character.
Tributes continue to pour in for a mother of 6 murdered at her job. 39-year-old Jennifer Harris stabbed to death at an East Point McDonald's just last week.
Police say she sent an employee home early, and that employee accused of returning to kill Harris. It happened at the McDonald's on 9 Mile and Schroeder.
Tonight, a balloon release being held in the late mother's honor right outside the restaurant. 7 News Detroit reporter Demetrius Sanders joining us live now for this very special tribute. Demetrius?
Well, we're here outside of the McDonald's where Jennifer Harris had her life taken. She's also known as JAMA, and there's dozens of community members showing up in honor of the mother of 6. Now, I want to give you a closer look at some of the crowds that have gathered here so far. In just a few moments, they will release balloons, and there's obviously lots of emotion as they remember Harris, who has been described as hardworking, kind.
Galen. She was charged with homicide first degree, which is a life felony without the possibility of parole. So she faces a maximum, if convicted, of life without parole, LWOP. And
Shout out to shocking Instagram clues. Grisly true crime for this particular content.
And also carrying a dangerous weapon with unlawful intent, another 5-year felony. The judge thankfully set a $25 million cash or surety bond with strict conditions, including wearing a steel cuff tether, daily reporting to the community corrections, no drug or alcohol use with testing, no contact with Jennifer Harris's family, and a prohibition from returning to the McDonald's. She's currently being held, let me just move this chat quickly. She's currently being held at the Macomb County Jail with a probable cause conference scheduled for July 23rd of 2025 and a preliminary examination on July 30th of 2025. At the time of this live stream, it's July 16th of 2025. So I have emailed the prosecutor's office to ask for some documents, but I think they won't be available until that probable cause conference has taken place. Ms. Vicky says we need to find out if there's a GoFundMe for the family. We just did. It's on the previous slide. There is one and it's linked in the description box below. So if you want to go and check that out, you can. Let me quickly go here. So yeah, there's...
It's a beautiful thing that a lot of good things are happening for her.
Her mugshot.
And family.
Okay. And so, before we get to this prior conviction, hold on one second. I want to show you some clips over here, just of the day. Oh, sorry. I'm going to have to resize it now because of the Instagram post that I had. Just hold on one second, please. Bear with me. Okay.
Mother killed in a workplace stabbing.
My mama died trying to take care of us.
A McDonald's manager killed in the middle of the morning rush, and police say it was another employee who did it. Jennifer Harris was working her shift this morning when she sent an employee home early. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Kimberly Gill.
And I'm Ty Steele. Police say that employee left and then came back and killed her with a knife. This happened at the McDonald's on 9 Mile West, west of Kelly and East Point. Noel Frio is live with the details. Noel, we hear a Good Samaritan stepped in and tried and stop this.
Yeah, that's right. Police say that stabbing happened near this drive-through window behind me. And they say a customer who was in the drive-through stepped in and stopped the suspect from fleeing the scene before police arrived. We've now learned that the victim was a mother of 6. Employees described the terrifying moments inside a McDonald's.
Imagine the employees, they must be so traumatized to think that could happen at work to your manager. You know, well, to anyone, but just...
Yeah, that's had to be a difficult thing to take in while you're working, and all of a sudden somebody come in and do that. That had to be a real difficult situation. The chaos, the screaming, the yelling, wanting to help but don't wanting to be the one to be stabbed as well, because seeing this woman go in rage and then swinging a knife, a kitchen knife, wildly the way she was. They didn't want to get in the way of that. Luckily, the man who was licensed to carry got on the scene and made sure he made definitely show her that peace and pointed at her and calmed her down. But unfortunately, that didn't help save her life. Maybe if he pum the second or third swing or stabbing with the knife, that would have saved her life, and it would have possibly got Afeni way less time.
That is so scary. I'm still so proud of that Good Samaritan. Like, who is that person? If they're watching, wow, well done to them. Because not only did they fire a warning shot, because they saw, oh my word, something's going on there. They didn't just drive away or something. They fired a warning shot, and then they kept their eyes on the suspect. And then they followed her and held her at gunpoint until the police arrived. So I think there's more detail there. There's something they, maybe did they chase her? Did they pin her to the ground? Did they just follow her and then get out the car and point a gun at her? I don't know. But I think that person did an amazing job. Because what if she just fled? And then what? Are we gonna, would it be a manhunt now, you know?
After a worker attacked a manager with a knife. Police say the employee had been in an argument with the manager that ended with her being sent home.
She left for 5 minutes. She came back with a mask on her face. And the only thing I seen was her hands. That's how I knew it was her.
Family of the victim identify her as 39-year-old Jennifer Harris. She was stabbed multiple times before a customer in the drive-thru line intervened, holding the employee at gunpoint until officers arrived.
He had her sitting down there about in the parking lot next to a vehicle, and he had the gun pointed at her. That's when police and all them rolled up.
He did the right thing. He showed, so to speak, heroism. And we really appreciate his assistance because, like I said, otherwise we would have a dangerous criminal right now in public and we would be looking for her, but who knows what else she was gonna do.
And that's a good point. That's why I'm really proud of that Good Samaritan, that person that made sure that she stayed there until the police arrived. Yeah, and she could get arrested immediately after this attack. Because can you imagine her running around? Who knows what she would do next? At that point, it's like, oh, nothing to lose, right? What else would she do? Who else would she inflict violence on? Even if it was herself. I mean, at least now they have her to hold her accountable for what she's accused of doing.
Family of Harris described her as selfless, a hard worker who worked to provide for her 6 children as a single mother.
She was the best mom anybody could ever ask for. My mama, she woke up every day and went to work for us. My mama died trying to take care of us.
Her children now in shock at how such senseless violence could have ended their mother's life.
A hard-working woman, so kind. If anybody needed help, she would give you her last, give you the shirt off her back. She did not deserve that at all.
And police are asking that anyone with any more information on this incident contact the East Point Police Department. We have that phone number in this story at clickondetroit.com. Live in
I will put the phone number in the description box as well. I don't think I have the phone number in there. That would be good as well. If anyone saw anything, if you know anything, if there's anything else you could tell police about the suspect, well, the defendant at this point, right? She's been charged. Then please do. Okay, I've just got a couple more clips and then don't worry, we're going to get to what she had done before, right? Let's look at this one quickly.
Just a devastating story out of Michigan. A working mother.
I think I actually had at the point where I wanted to show you here.
They returned with a knife and stabbed her to death. Harris had worked there for 15 years. Her young family is devastated.
I hate that she had to die alone in there. I hate that she had woke up trying to make money for me and my siblings and had to pass away just trying to work for us.
Oh my goodness. Investigators say Harris and a female employee got into a dispute and Harris asked the worker to.
Okay, so the rest of that we know. Shame, man. Poor children, I can't imagine. And this one is about the funeral. They say the McDonald's owner will be paying for the funeral.
Stabbed to death while on the job, returned to the scene of the crime. This time they're honoring her life. Good evening. I'm Brandon Hudson.
And I'm Taryn Asher. It happened last week at the East Point McDonald's. Her co-worker accused of killing her, leaving the community devastated. Fox News' Camille and Mary joining us now live from this vigil. And wow, we see all the people behind you. It's just, it left a lot of people just truly asking a lot of questions. Camille.
Yeah, an absolutely horrible story we've been covering since the very beginning. And yes, as you can see, a lot of people here getting ready to honor her and pay tribute to Jennifer Harris, 39 years old, single mother of 6, loved by so many, a manager here for 15 years here at this McDonald's. I want you to take a look at her picture and some video from what happened on Thursday, and let's talk about that. I'm sure many of our viewers remember this happened on Thursday morning. She got into a sort of altercation with one of the employees, according to police. She sent that employee home because that employee was not doing their performed duties. This is all according to sworn testimony from a detective in court on Friday. So that employee leaves and comes back about 5 minutes later and allegedly stabs.
5 minutes? So she left all angry for being sent home, went to a park, came back with a mask on and armed with a knife. They said longer than 3 inches.
Jennifer Harris several times in the drive-through area inside. Somebody witnesses it. They are a CPL holder and they've actually pulled up waiting for their food. They shot a gun into the air to try to stop everything, but it was too late. And then they actually held the suspect in custody at gunpoint until police were able to get there. Obviously, this is so devastating for so many people. We got a chance to talk to family members last week when this first happened. And I want you to listen to some of this emotional sound from one of Jennifer Harris's oldest children. She is Antonio Griffin. Take a listen.
My mama was a good person. She was the best mom anybody could ever ask for. She woke up every day and went to work for us. My mama died trying to take care of us. She was so good to everybody. A hard-working woman, so kind. If anybody needed help, she would give you her last, give you the shirt off her back.
So here we are. This vigil is about to start at any moment. You can hear them announcing we're going to be out here, of course, covering this entire thing and bring you the latest coming up tonight at 6. Reporting live in East Point.
I'm saying that was heartbreaking to hear your daughter. Very sad situation. Very sad.
I will link all of these news clips for you if you do want to check them out. Let me just see. I think there was just one more. Okay. So now, let's quickly go over this. Were there red flags? Did she have prior convictions? Yes. Oh my word. So not only just in this case with these charges did she rant on Instagram 2 days before, she left the building, said, I will be back. Like, I'll be back, put a mask on, brought a knife back. This is caught on video. The stabbing is caught on video. As I said, you can find it on Facebook if you really want to. It's terrible. So there's just short snippets, but oh my goodness, it's terrible. So yeah, she's really screwed, honestly. Like, this is so premeditated. I mean, but then you look at her past. Oh, Afeni had a prior conviction for a similar offense in Virginia in March of 2022, where she pleaded guilty to unlawful injury, stabbing without malicious intent. What? Okay, and received a suspended 4-year sentence with 1 year of probation, meaning she did not serve any time in prison for that. So the person was injured but did not die, but she went there to stab a person? What? And they said the prior conviction was noted by Macomb County Assistant Prosecutor Sean Hengeveld. Hengeveld sounds like a very Dutch or South African surname, does it not? If there's any South Africans here in chat. Hengeveld. During her arraignment on July 11, 2025, as evidence of a history of violent behavior contributing to the prosecution's argument that she posed a significant risk. So yeah, you can understand why the judge is like $25 million cash bond. She was apparently in a, they say her attorney said, an abusive relationship where her partner abused her and there was alcohol involved. She recently became sober as well because she posted about toasting with pineapple juice because she said, yay to sober me. So I don't know what her past relationship was like, but again,
it don't matter. It don't matter. Many people going through many different relationships, abusive relationships, trauma as they were children, or whatever the case may be, dealing with all types of traumas. It doesn't justify someone taking someone out. And I understand that people go through stuff, and everyone is different. They handle pain, stress, hardship, heartbreak differently. Everyone do. But still, we gotta, I think, about pushing the narrative that she gone through so much, you know, is basically putting a shadow over, or you know, low key making it seem like we understand why she did it, or we understand to the point where it's okay. Nah.
It sounds like she got violent with people at work. There's other people on Facebook saying, oh yeah, I used to work with her and she did all these things. So let's read this one, okay? We're gonna read this little snippet from Facebook. So now that we've entered the Facebook arena, now we're just gonna say, obviously this is speculation. This is from social media. We don't know that this is fact, but I sure do appreciate people talking about their experiences with this person. So Macomb County Scanner shared on July 14th, they said an ex-Taco Bell employee recently spoke out about a 2019 encounter. What? So not even the 2022 one? I don't even know who the victim was there. Did she go to stab a boyfriend? Did she go to, who was she going there to stab? But okay.
I don't know if it was this young lady here, but it seemed like it may be this young lady, maybe it's someone else, but this young lady, Juiceway Live, shout out Juiceway Live for the content. Juiceway Live. So I'm thinking it's her who they're talking about. Let's see what she has to say.
So,
do y'all think she did something to him? Is from her videos and
Get in the car. I need to just calm down. Since who?
Afeni.
Down out there. I just walked right through the rain, which just felt so good.
And by the way, while we're taking this as a joke, Afeni's roommate, neighbor, the person she was living with or that was helping her, did you guys know that he's been missing for the past 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Mind you, this is the young lady who she had stabbed once before at a whole nother job, which is Taco Bell. It was Taco Bell. So she has interviews, not even interviews, she have lives. She have some lives all over social media talking about it from the beginning until the end. Some real deep details of the characteristics and the mental illness that Afeni had or was suffering.
Yes, I did know that. And there was like a missing persons report or something like that his family put out. And apparently this is the same guy, I think, that she was living with that was asking her for, you know, freaky relations, and she kept rejecting him. No. Some people were speculating that she might have did it with him one time, and now he...
Of course. She kept talking about how she looked out for him, or he looked out for her, and she been looking out for him. She was helping him with his situation. She said that he had some type of illness or some type of mental situation that she was helping him with. She said he has those type of scabs on his neck, and he does certain things to these scabs older guy. So you can tell and see the guy in this picture. Let me see if I can blow it up. Yeah, and right now he's missing, as the young lady here had mentioned.
He keeps wanting to do it. I can't say nothing about that, but she was living there, and it's the same, I guess it's the videos that she was making up, blowing up at the guy. Like she was like yelling, kind of like just yelling out all her frustrations, just living with the dude.
Yeah, I showed you guys this video earlier.
So I don't have to listen to you doing this, and you
We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. I showed you this already. For those who just chiming in, here it is again.
I'm just sitting at this park right now. I wanted I had to talk to my.
I wonder if it's that park where she got dressed or changed and came back with the knife. I wonder if that's the same park. Most likely, yeah.
Neighbor Wayne again and like clear up everything with him, because how I said how like he always like he's always like look, he always like look at me a certain way or something, and I told him that like I don't want to have sex. I told him that. So it's like, you know, sometimes he would give me something to eat or something if I didn't make anyone on Instacart. I get that. But I told him like I don't want him thinking that that I owe him that just because he do that for me.
Oh, old men like that? Oh, he definitely thinks that. Oh, he definitely thinks that.
Sometimes I want him to think that I owe him sex. So now, like, after I told him that, it's like he's been crying and crying and telling me he think I use him. Dismissing everything that I do for him and did for him. Dismissing the fact that he had this condition that he'd been going through for a long time and nobody can help him. But me, I helped him get through it. And I cook, and, you know, I don't have a lot of money, but I still make money at work, but, you know, I don't have.
So evidently that skin condition was really, really bad.
A car right now. I'm still working to get in a car, and he feels like I owe him sex, and now he's mad and crying and trying to make me feel guilty. I need to just calm down. I'm gonna be okay. But I should have known.
His family made a missing report on him. Like, he's missing. Nobody knows where he's at. He's missing. So,
do y'all think she did something to him? From her videos, it makes you think that she might have did something to him, because from the time frame she's saying, this happened before the McDonald's incident.
I think that's what most people are thinking. Even the people in the court system. I think they're thinking, the authorities thinking the same thing. The authorities thinking the same thing. A lot of people thinking that. It could be he was unalived or just disappeared. Disappeared, why? Why would he disappear? Well, because, first of all, I can imagine he got a TV or social media to see and hear all the stuff that's going on with his name around it. So people was basically speculating that he was raping her. So if that's the case, I'm not talking about he did it. That was alleged that he did it. So if that alleged type of energy was going on all over social media, I'm quite sure he would want to disappear, even if he didn't do it. Even if he didn't rape her. But if he did, of course he would disappear. And if that was him in the river, it's a possibility, allegedly, she may have done it. Who knows? We don't know until it all unfolds, all right? But yeah, this is a deep situation here. Let's move on.
The McDonald's incident was only a few days ago.
We need to start like kind of looking into that because we have a whole neighbor. I took it as he was her neighbor that was helping her out. But from what I'm understanding from going back and watching her page, is he was her roommate, a guy that let her live with him. He's missing. Nobody knows where he's at. Nobody knows where Wayne is. He's missing. Help find Wayne. So I just wanted to come and do a little update. I am currently at work right now, but I just wanted to address like a couple of the comments and stuff and the accusations that, even though I really don't care if y'all believe me or you don't, but here's just a little bit of proof. These are just a couple of my old marks from, and I will finish.
So I did see people saying the story was fake, or maybe, you know, she could be lying or fabricating some stuff. 90% of me believes the story. 10% is the skeptical part, because some parts did seem a little like, I don't know, you know what I mean? But it's so far, like she's showing marks and things like that. Of course, I got.
Yeah, but people are good today, man. When it comes to trying to get content, just like the situation with the Puffy situation, there were so many people speculating or accusing Puffy of doing all types of things to them when they were young. Like the young lady who came out and she went viral talking about she was the young girl on that table. Come to find out, she was lying. The story sounded real good. It was believable. She went into a situation where even when she was crying, like she had some mental things going on, she broke down plenty times. So for some people, like that song say, what people do for money. That's not the lyrics, but it's close to it. You understand what I'm saying? Some people will do anything and go as far as all the way until they're caught and shown that it's lies. Yeah, some people are really good at it. Good actors.
A couple marks like that somewhere. Everybody has one of those. You ever been cut and you just didn't know where it came from? You know, people could look at it like that, but I know she's saying this is proof. The story seems legit. It seems more legit than fake to me.
It's the story time when I get off of work. This is the last disclaimer I'm gonna post. Yes, this occurred in 2022, but if you go back to the first part of my story, and it's a shame that everybody's so peanut brain, like the people that are being peanut brain, we started working there in 2019. That's why I said 2019. We started working there in 2019. So this.
Okay, so this is the one they were talking about as far as 2019, because I haven't seen anyone else accuse Afeni of the same thing of the stabbing.
This occurred over time,
Damn.
and the incident occurred in 2022.
So it took a while for her to get there before she started flipping. Now, she also worked at a chicken spot.
Oh, really?
Afeni, look. You on the camera.
Hi, people are not working.
It seemed like a lot of the coworkers had love for her. It definitely seemed like a lot of the coworkers had love for her. And she probably was the type of person that outspoken, speaks her mind, no matter what, says what she says, and, you know, feel how she feel, and you know what I mean? And a lot of the coworkers may have looked up to her because of that, because they may have been those who were scared to speak their mind. Not that they were scared to speak their mind, but more cautious in speaking their mind, because people that's sane, they think about the consequences of anything they do or say.
She worked Taco Bell, a chicken spot. There's McDonald's and maybe a few other places. I don't know. But I want to see other people come. So this is the only girl I've seen come out. Like I'm pretty sure there's videos out there. People saying, "Oh, I knew her. Oh, here's my story, whatever." I want to know if the guy has came out with a story. The guy that she put the shackles on his feet and hid under his car. I want to hear him speak about how that happened. Then we can kind of get legit. Like, all right, this is super legit because that story sounded crazy.
Yeah, for those who don't know what he's talking about, there was a guy who worked at another job. I don't know if it was McDonald's or Taco Bell or maybe a chicken spot. But what happened was the guy, I don't know if she didn't like him or liked him. Whatever the case may be, the guy was going to his car. And as he was going to his car, Afeni hid underneath his car. And when he went to the car to open the door, just imagine you opening your door and someone grabs your leg from underneath the car, grabs your leg and put handcuffs on your leg. What? Yeah, something was wrong. So I would love to hear that story from the guy who it actually happened to. I know they're going to start digging for a lot more information from those who had contact with her. Let's continue.
If anybody knows that guy's TikTok or wherever he has a story time or something like that, let me know.
That's why I still have yet to even explain, to get to the part of the cutting, stabbing, or anything like that. We started the job in 2019. I started the job in 2019. She came along after that. It occurred in 2022, okay? Just to clarify that for y'all. Okay, so I just wanted to come, and this is gonna be probably like the final part besides Q&A. So I left off where Afeni had asked me to come in the freezer with her and help her get a box. I can't remember specifically what it was, the box that we were getting. She pinned me up against the boxes. She flicked out a knife on me. And how I thought and we all thought that we were better than everybody, and how we had her effed up, and she's screaming these things like screaming, squeaky, like, you got me like, this is how she's talking, but possessive kind of voice, kind of how she was.
Okay, I've seen this before. I've seen this. You ever know when somebody gets mad? You can tell somebody gets mad, right? But then there's sometimes where people get mad to where their voice sounds like it's being taken over by like some type of demon.
Yes.
And it's like, whoa, control yourself. And he just like, kind of like that. I think that's what she's talking about.
Exactly. That's a fact, man. It's a big difference between being upset and being angry and being demonic. So I think with the movie Carrie, people talk about the movie Carrie, they always relate some of her videos that we actually watched previous. If you go back to in this video and see some of the videos and see some of the pictures, everything was dark. So some people relate that to Carrie. And when Carrie got up out that bed, leaned up, and her head spun around, there was a certain type of voice that she had put out. See what you did. And then when she was screaming, when they was trying to throw that holy water on her, she was going in. The voice, the screams was a different type of scream, a different type of yelling. And there are people like that walk amongst us, that we're around all the time. There's something in their soul that's definitely demonic. And they can't get rid of it. It's in their system. It's embedded. You know how some of the LGBT people say, I was born this way? There are people that's demonic deep down inside and trust and believe they was born that way. And that's a fact. That's a fact. Yep. Just like there are angels, good-hearted people, they can't help but do nice, even when wrong is done to them. They can't help it. For some reason, it's just always some type of positive energy or aura around them. And people that are confused with that nature, they be sitting back like, well, why you always do this and the people keep doing you dirty? Because it's in that person's nature. The kindness, the generosity, the thoughtfulness, the compassion, the love, the giving spirit, it's in them naturally. It's hard to get that out of them. That's why. Vice versa. It's the same thing when it comes to that negative, disrespectful, not kind, always angry at something, easy to anger, never find the solution to calm down and relax. They can't, because it's in their spirit. They can't help it. We have both sides, both energies on this earth that's walking amongst us. It's a fact. Just like that angel on one side and that devil on the other side. We're talking about within that spirit. We're talking about within that soul. We're talking about that energy. We're talking about the makeup of that person, the biology, the mental capacity, the spiritual part of that person is demonic or angelic or angel-like, God-like, or Satan-like, Jesus-like, Lucifer-like. Yeah.
And you can tell too, you know what I'm talking about? There's regular mad, heated, pissed off, then there's like possessed mad, to where it's like a otherworldly type of force. It seems like taking somebody's voice, like, whoa, that's a different man. Like something wrong. The type of mad to where it's like, no, they don't say, oh, this person, oh, she's just mad, she's angry, she going off on them. Sometimes people be like, hey, there's something wrong with that one.
Facts.
That type of mad is different. That one.
Talking. So, I'm just like, I'm sorry. I'm begging and I'm pleading with her. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I've tried to do everything that I could to help you. I've always worked shifts when you asked me to. Like, if this stems from the situation with me not being able to switch that one day with you, I tried to explain to her what I had going on. She's suddenly telling me, like, shut up, be quiet, shut up. I don't want to hear that. Shut up, be quiet. And she starts slapping her head while she's got the knife in her hand. She's slapping her head like, just be quiet, be quiet.
I hear voices, There's nothing wrong with hearing voices. Yeah? What about Joan? She hear voices. Joan? I say Joan. They don't call her schizophrenic. They call her a saint.
People can tell he's crazy just by looking at him.
This is deep, man. This is deep. Just think about it. Why would a person like, I think his name was Jeffrey Dahmer, whatever his name is. But I think it was a Jeffrey. But anyway, why would a person like that, looks very nerdy, has the look of timid or fearful looking dude, but yet You go home to his home. They found out that this man was bringing young men home, living them, and then eating their brains or eating their body parts, putting them in the freezers. What possesses a man or a woman to do something like that? I wish I had that song. I would play it right now. I was born this way. It's in the blood, it's in the nature of a being. That's why it's so difficult for a person that's godly, spiritual, sane, to even understand a person that's not. That's why it's impossible sometimes for a godly person to understand a demonic person. It's also sometimes impossible to understand for a demonic person to understand a godly person. Why you do that? Why you let them take advantage of you like that? Because they don't understand the nature of that godly spirit that's in that person. They don't understand the humbleness, the compassion, even for the person that's wrong as 2 left feet. Yeah, that's why. It's difficult for a demonic type of mindset to understand a positive spiritual mindset. Now, some people, when they mention spiritual for some or most, they hear that word and they think positive. They think spirituality. They add positive onto that automatically. But let me be clear. There is another side of spirituality, and that's a negative, demonic spirit. And if you notice, alcohol is a spirit. They called spirit from back in the day. Isn't that a coincidence? Whoever you are within your being, that spirit, which is alcohol, brings out the true you naturally. You ever notice that? You ever notice a person that drinks and every time they drink, they get into some type of altercation? They tend to always want to fight or hurt somebody or think somebody talking about them, and they always rah, 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 rah. That's their spirit. It's a negative spirit. It's a demonic spirit. It's a deceitful, it's a dark energy, dark spirit. And they can't help it. That's why it takes intensive therapy to get that spirit up out of a person, and that's hard, long work. If you go to the extreme of a carry of that demonic spirit, if you look at it, the extreme of that type of demonic negative spirit that they was trying to cast out of her, they were trying to cast that spirit out. It was a difficult, really no success type of job. It was a difficult job. That movie was created not because it was just something that they thought of and they wrote and directed and, some extra, just throwing some stuff in there. Nah. These people who did this movie definitely had to see or know of or witnessed something similar to that actor's character. They witnessed that. They did some research on that. And you know where you find that type of spirit sometimes? People don't even understand it. You find that energy in psych wards. Something happens to the chemical imbalance in the person. And people try to pray it out. People try to throw fake holy water out on it. They even made movies where they throw this water on them and smoke start coming from the person because the demonic spirit is in that person's soul or body. They gave you metaphors. They gave you examples of what it's like having that type of spirit on the inside. I believe that the chemical imbalance creates something like that type of energy that Afeni had, not because she wanted to be. It's a possibility that something happened. It could, some people say it starts in the womb. And then some people say it starts when they're out the womb. Trauma situations that created it when, as a child, as a young person, being around certain friends, certain family members, something happened. Some people were bullied. Some people were cracked on. Some people was disrespected in a lot of different ways, coming up in school and all that. Some people got to the point where they wanted to off themselves because it was that bad. Growing up in certain environments, again, being cracked on. You don't have the right clothes, you don't have the right shoes, you don't have the right look, you're not down with us, you're not part of the clique, you're outcast. So in early stages of the brain, that affects you. Some people was molested. Some people was taken advantage of sexually. And when that brain is growing, it has an effect on the outcome, on your perspective and how you see things as you get older. A lot of times that energy comes out, whether it's negative or positive. If it was the opposite, the positive energy, the spiritual gatherings you've been around as a kid, the nice gestures, your parents taught you how to treat people politely, you baked cakes for people that came over to the house, or you gave gifts to people as a child, and you did so many nice things to people as a child. You are a loving person as a child. That too, the result of that comes out most times in your 30s and 40s. That's where it starts to trigger. Whatever the issues or the positive situations in your life start to affect you. 30s, most say 40s. Yeah. So is it possible that Afeni Muhammad went through some things? Yeah, of course. Of course. And those things that she may have went through, is it possible that a tap on the shoulder or a, hey, listen, Afeni, you have to do this. You got to stop sitting back here. You got to stop doing this. You got to do this. Is it possible that was bullying to her in her mind? Was it annoying to her in her mind? Possibly. It could have been annoying. The way she may have registered things because of her experiences in her life, yeah, that could have been annoying. That could have been disrespectful to her. Overall, that could have been looked at as she was being bullied. But that was her analogy because of possibly the chemical imbalance in the brain, because of the situations that have happened through the years over and over and over again. Not being loved, not being supported, not being looked out for, not being cared for, not being celebrated, not being honored, never was looked at as important. The abuse, possible molestation. So those little things that may build up in her life through the 26 years of her life. From what I understand, she was in a shelter. From what I understand, she was homeless. From what I understand, she was in different homes or different, had different foster homes. So yeah, possibly after going through all that. And this is not something to where I'm saying it, I'm just giving you a perspective from other people's opinions as well, of possibly why this came to this conclusion. And many people say you can be just that one push from just breaking the straw or breaking the camel's back. But is it justified? No. No. I think that it takes the community, it takes the village to see those signs and acknowledge them. I think the community, I think the villages, I think society, I think just like they learn these things in college on how the mind works, on if they do this, it's a possibility, it's this. I think those little things need to be taught. On the job, especially for managers, employees as well. Because if those little therapeutic psychology teachings was taught in places like McDonald's or fast food restaurants, I truly believe that Jennifer will be alive. Because maybe she didn't see the red flags of the mental illness in this young lady. know how people say all the time, yeah, man, you seen Lucius? Yeah, he be bugging, right? But Lucius is now in 36, 40, and he have certain things going on in his head. And you know how people say things like, yeah, somebody gave him a Mickey when he was 17, 18. In our community, it's always a Mickey. There's always somebody slipped them something. There's always somebody slipped them something. Because he wasn't like that before. When he was 12, he wasn't like that. Now that he's 40, yo, he getting high. Somebody slipped him something. There's a lot of people get high. There's a lot of people that drink. There's a lot of people that do all types of drugs or alcohol or whatever the case may be, whatever their drug of choice is. They don't go out and unalive somebody. They don't off themselves. Or certain things, those people that engage in those things, they don't do. So when you see something extra that's really strange, I think, especially if you're cool with them, especially if you know them, especially if you've been working with them for years or months or whatever the case may be, and you see some strange behavior, I think you should possibly address it or have someone in the company address it. I think there should be pamphlets given out when people start the jobs on being in people's space and seeing how they react and how they act, how they're triggered. They don't know how to come down. How they, red flags. I mean, some of the college-like studies, how they teach therapists and things like that, having tools to be used. Tools need to be used when you're dealing with certain people in your circle. You can sit back and see, oh, yeah, that one right there, yeah. So these are conversations we gotta have. What do you think that could be different? What would you do first? I would say if you were in Jennifer's shoes, as a manager, what would you have done to not allow this to happen? Of course, some would say, yeah, sit at home. Rightfully so. Jennifer wasn't wrong for sending her home if she wasn't doing what she needed to be done professionally. If she was acting unprofessional on the job, those are the measures and steps you take to correct the issue, and hopefully the person will change to say, you know what, I need my money. I'm going to change this behavior, yeah, because I don't need to be losing money. But when you see the actions in a person that has that spirit in them or that energy in them, what are the measures you should take to not cause extra situations, violent situations? How can you let the person down easy? And I know people say, hey man, these damn kids, they lazy, they this. Yeah, that's true. All of that. And what type of information that you can give to people who have that mental situation going on? What type of knowledge or pamphlets and things with knowledge on it that you can give people that have that mentality? Of course, you're not going to point them out directly. Of course, you're not going to single them out. But coming into a company like a fast food restaurant, I think some information needs to be given out. So this way, at least everybody got the same information. And they can always think on those things once they grab this information, read it, or have YouTube videos on it. Because when you're working together as a company like a fast food restaurant, you're a family. In any fast food restaurant, you're a family. Any company, you're a family. When people are loved and feel loved, even though they have certain issues or certain traumas that are triggered, most likely they feel a little more comfortable when the love is being shown. You can say all day long in your mind, yo, this one, you know what I mean, a little cray-cray. But don't treat them like that. Don't treat them as such. Show them love. Show them respect. Show them honor. Make them feel appreciated. And they will probably do a little better and go a little further and won't become chaotic, overly, how can I say it, overly emotional, overly inflamed or overly triggered, because some people just don't know how to balance the emotions. And that's what it is. We all know somebody who is like an Afeni. And when they talk, they're serious about how they feel. They're serious about what they believe. They're serious about what goes on in their mind. They're serious. So yeah, I just want to drop that for you. I think it was upon my heart to push that out. I had some notes. Sometimes it don't work out that way. You know what I mean? Yeah, this is deep. It's a fact. It's a fact.
She starts slicing.
She's literally said, I have voices in my head. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up.
Wow.
Excuse me?
Me on my arm where I showed you guys like the markings. She starts slicing me on my arms. So I'm then screaming because I see me bleeding. I'm like, please stop, please stop. Again.
Now this is a situation probably where she was actually trying to help her, you know? Trying to help her, grabbing her to calm down and get wounded, get sliced. So yeah, gotta be careful dealing with people when they are enraged, when they're already there. You gotta be careful.
I'm asking her, like, please stop, like, you don't have to do this, like, I'm sorry for whatever I did, like, what is it I can do, like, please, like.
You don't even know what you did. You just like, damn, what did I do? Did I say something mean to you one day for like a split second? What happened?
Yeah.
I'm thinking she's gonna kill me. I'm asking her, like, please don't kill me, please. Like, I won't say anything to anybody, just please. And the guy who she ended up, that she hit up under his car and put the shackles on him, he actually ended up, because we were in the freezer too long, he actually ended up coming in the freezer and seeing, and kind of like, I don't know what he did, but he was able to get the knife off of her and like pin her down.
He manhandled. That's what that was.
That's exactly what it was.
He just like a little quick, a quick.
Yep, exactly. And a little strength and got her down. Yeah, because that particular day, this girl would have been possibly unalived. Yeah, that's a fact. That's deep.
Can't stand the sight of me. She leaves. A little fight now. I like that. Then you're gonna love me.
Some of us think these movies are just fiction type characters. Made up characters. Yeah, some of them, yeah. But they have a lot of metaphors. It's symbolic to a lot of different things. That's real and that's reality. Yeah.
Like a quick, you know what I'm talking about?
Surprisingly, this is the funny thing about Taco Bell, okay? They asked if I wanted them to call the police, that I feel like I needed to, they wanted to try to see if they could fix anything, because like at any job, they're going to try to aid you first with the first aid kit. And disclaimer, I'm driving home, that's why I keep looking off. But they're going to try to aid you with the first aid kit, so they're trying to hurry up and get towels and napkins, whatever, to stop the blood, because I'm bleeding real bad at this point. So they had the nerve, the manager that was on shift at the time, did I need them to call the ambulance for me, and did I want to let them know exactly what happened? They wanted me to lie and say that I got cut on the metal in the freezer, like the shelves in the freezer. If you ever worked at Taco Bell or McDonald's, anywhere with those industrial freezers, you know the metal shelves I'm talking about. And we could work this out.
I know what you're talking about.
Or did I want to press charges? No, I want to press charges.
Taco Bell was looking out for this girl. This is the second incident. The first, the dude under the car, he still worked there. They separated him. And then this incident, and they still talking about, you want us to call the police, or we gonna just lie? Because Taco Bell ain't trying to get sued. Wait a minute. She has a suit. She has a case. You got a case. Man, you better sue these people. Forget that. And they try to, come on, they try to get you to lie, all type of stuff. But, of course they're gonna hit her. Well, how come you ain't come with charges later? You should have came to us yourself. Maybe the judge might hit her with that. I don't know. But it seems like you got some type of a case here. They'll settle out. They might settle out with you. Go ahead, man. Do that thing.
Cuckoo Bird tried to hurt, take my life, if you ask me. She held me hostage in the freezer. And, after that, they still, if you ask me, were considering bringing her back to the job after this happened. They were considering bringing her back. So, I, of course, got some time off of work. And
who's stabbing incidents? Taco Bell still in. Oh, who was running that Taco Bell?
Alright, I'm gonna call this a conclusion video, okay? So let's start off from the top. When I worked with Afeni, whatever, however y'all want to say her name, I called her Afeni. Of her working at Taco Bell and the situation that happened with me. Number one, here we go. We're just gonna show again. Hold on. These two scars I gotta wear for the rest of my life. And you could clearly see that they wasn't no little baby petty marks. Okay, so to conclude this story up, like I said, when she worked at Taco Bell with me, I never had to say where it was. It was, everybody knows it was in Virginia.
Oh, so this is the Virginia incident.
Yep.
Okay, this is the Virginia incident. All right. I'm thinking this is a Taco Bell. Somebody formulated to me that it was a Taco Bell that was by the McDonald's in Detroit.
Nah.
The Virginia incident is a Taco Bell incident. Okay, I got it. All right, sorry I had to repeat it to myself. When you put two pieces together in your head, you're just like, oh, what? My bad.
Like a puzzle.
If y'all watched the news story, when she got arraigned, you would have seen that. So I didn't know that I had to specify on that. But like I said, from top to bottom, when she first started there, she was quiet. She was reserved to herself. Then she started showing signs of just, being weird. Like, talking to herself, pounding on the doors, hiding up under people's cars, hiding behind people's cars. When you go and you hide up under somebody's car, like I said, she hid up under the man's car and shackled him while she was under his car, put the cuffs on his feet, climbed from up under the car, and as he was trying to bend...
Her freaky ass having shackled cuffs and all that. That's crazy already within itself.
...down to figure out what the hell and get him...
Wow, was she trying to get with him? Did she like him, or did he do something wrong to her? So was that her way of coming on to him? I don't know.
Off, pushed him into his car, climbed in the car with him, pulled a knife out on him. So clearly this is her MO. A knife is an MO. Now that we unfortunately see what happened with Miss Jennifer, pulled a knife out on him and was making certain threats to him. As I said, you can go back in the other videos before, making certain threats to him, and then playing it off when it took to HR that it was a joke. Yes, they still allowed her to work around us. Yes, she was still there. And clearly, from what I'm seeing and I'm understanding, like I said in my just last video, they still made it like they still wanted her to work there. Like, oh, maybe it was a mistake. They tried to play it off as though maybe she had the knife to cut the boxes open. No, this was a personal knife that she had. We had box cutters to open the boxes with and stuff that was provided by...
Wow. Yeah, so I guess if it happens one time, man, I think it's time to let it go, because you got a lot of people that you got to protect at the same time. But how do you do that soft? How do you do that calm, cool, collective? How do you do that? Because you got people that come back and do all kind of stuff. You know what I mean? How do you do that? Yeah. You got to read the signs. I really believe that, you got to check out people's social media and see what they're into, see where their mind at over a course of time, especially with these fast food restaurants, because unfortunately you're hiring people who, in a certain demographic that, gone through some things, that has a lot of trauma, you know what I mean? Overly worked, underpaid, and then they get dealing with their own issues, mentally and emotionally. So precautions has to be taken when hiring and firing.
The company. No, she had a personal knife that she bought personally to work, and it was not a mistake.
Now, here's the thing with that. I worked at plenty of jobs where they give you box cutters and stuff like that, in warehouses and things. Even at like retail in the back or whatever, I've seen more times than there's people that only use the box cutters as backups sometimes. I've seen managers and everybody else, employees, bring out personal knives. I'll be using a regular box cutter, cut open a box, maybe the blade is dull or something like that. Somebody will come over, oh, I got you, man. They'll take out like some personal crazy Batman blade.
Shout out to Douche Live. Much love and respect for the content.
And I'm like, how come I don't use a box cutter? And nah, sometimes I use it, but not really. I like my knife. I can't hit her for that because I see that all the time. I see personal knives all the time at work.
Pent against something and cut by her.
But as for her case, I can see how that could,
So this girl that's on here, I don't know, saying that she bought her a HD wig and a bottle of Chanel. Look at that girl's wig. Look at Afeni's wigs that she wore from way back videos y'all see of her to now. Do you think that she afforded to buy some? She didn't buy herself a human wig, but she bought somebody else a human wig and a bottle of Chanel that goes anywhere from $300 up to $700-800. Come on now.
I want to hear some stories from the chicken spot she worked at.
At this point, it's just people reaching and y'all just giving them views, just clickbait. But like I said, I was traumatized by this lady. Okay. And me getting on here and telling my story to y'all is starting to cause problems to where, like, it's people messaging me, it's people that I know leaking my number, my name is not a secret. My people close to me, that my husband, people like that, they call me Lola. Yes, my name is Brandy. That's not a secret. I lived a lot of places. I lived in Chicago. I lived in Ohio.
A gut feeling. I know what I'm capable of, and I don't want to hurt anyone. I swear to God. I swear on my life, I don't want to hurt anyone. But that's what he's making me feel like, being around him. I have to get away from him. That's why we're getting evicted. That's why these squirrels came up in his walls. I have to get away from him, because I don't want to hurt him, because I will. I don't want to hurt anybody. I gotta get away from it. And I swear, if he touch me again, I'm gonna have to use force. I already pushed him before. I already pushed him off of me. He think it's funny, but it isn't. He think it's cute, but it isn't. And yesterday, he showed his true colors. And I told him straight up, you're a pervert. And he started crying. And I started calling on angels saying, yo, angels, give me the strength, give me the patience. And then you're like, no, angels, she's lying on me. She's being a bully. No, I'm not a bully. I can see right through him. He disgusts me. He disgusts me. She's being a bully. No, I'm not a bully. An angel saying, yo, you're a pervert. And he started crying. And I started calling on angels saying, yo, angels, give me the strength, give me the patience.
I started calling on the angels. I started calling on the angels. The angels in her head. Let's not get it twisted. The angels in her head that's talking to her. The conversation she's having with angels. Angels. Let's not forget there are spiritual demonic angels as well. Let's make that clear.
And then you're like, no, angels, she's lying on me. She's being a bully. No, I'm not a bully. I can see right through him. He disgusts me. He disgusts me. Universe gonna have to do something about this.
It's not a joke. It's serious. What goes on in the mind and some people. Hard to understand because you're not walking in that spirit. Yeah.
Somebody gonna have to do something about that. Somebody gonna have to do something about that. Universe gonna have to do something about this because I am aligned with.
And then she becomes the universe.
The universe. I deserve better.
And then in court, it's mentioned that she helped somebody with cancer or something like that?
Your Honor, my client is a helpful person. She's a giving person. She's actually is credited with saving a life.
Well, you know, they're always going to bring up something in the past of somebody. As far as lawyers is concerned, they're going to bring up something in the past that was nice. Always. They're gonna try to get some type of good credit or good deed that happened 15, 20 years, a lot of years ago, and bring that to the court as if it justifies the actual situation that she's in the courthouse for.
Because of a 60-year-old who had skin cancer, that she may go to the doctor to find out that that's exactly what it was, and that person is doing extremely well right now.
Are she talking about somebody with an illness?
Dismissing everything that I do for him and did for him. Dismissing the fact that he had this condition that he'd been going through for a long time and nobody can help him. But me, I helped him get through it.
Right, and in the court they mentioned a guy she helped somebody with. Is this the same guy, the roommate guy? Because if
Maybe
that's
so.
the case, I'm not sure. Maybe whatever illness, I don't know. Another thing is this an assumption? It might be a dead body just laying around in the house, and he might have died from whatever cancer, illness, or I don't know. You know, they need to do a wellness check. You know what I mean? Maybe there's been a wellness check already done. Nobody's answering the door. Maybe the body's just sitting there. Who knows?
Yesterday, it kind of like, it just like kind of like went over the line at this point. Like he handed me the knife and told me he told me to him.
So that's Afeni basically saying that this guy asked her to do something to him.
That woman who killed her manager at McDonald's will be going to the same prison that I was in when she gets sentenced. And she's gonna have a very long time to think about what she's done. Let me just tell you that. Her and anyone else that gets over
Well, man, she can't think. She got voices in her head.
7 years at this prison, they have to go sit in their own isolation after they've already been isolated. So whenever you first go into prison, you're stuck in this RGC thing where they run all of these tests and you're on lockdown 23 hours a day until they say, okay, you're ready, you can go to grounds. That was 11 weeks for us. Okay,
Dang.
Then when you go to grounds, you feel free. You feel free, but not her. No. Anyone that has 7 years or more gets sent after that RGC to the most haunted, nastiest, disgusting building I've ever been in my life for 9 months of 23-hour lockdown. I'm talking about my job in prison was to watch people that were on watch so they stayed alive. A girl literally ripped her eyeball out in front of me. Okay, so there's that. This building is full of women screaming. Like,
I've heard of multiple people doing that too. Like when they take their eyeball out. Like one dude did it with a spoon. Oh God. So basically she's saying, hey, Afeni, just, you know, even with her killing somebody, she's like a level 5 crazy. Compared to these women, this place will turn her into a level 10.
Like, it doesn't stop. It's all day, all night, screams. And when they stop screaming because they finally go to sleep, the ghosts start screaming. I'm talking about, you know how when you see a jail and you're thinking metal bunk beds and all that? Not this building. It's all
An operational building that is physically haunted to the nth degree. That's wild.
concrete beds, concrete, everything. Oh, it's the most nastiest, the worst place I have ever been in my life. If I would have ever had to sleep there, I probably would just cried the whole time because there ain't no way. Let's put it like this. That building is so haunted that girls that were on suicide watch that I was watching would tell me that people were telling them at night to take their own life. And I know they were mentally ill, but it wasn't one. It was multiple people. Even people.
She found exactly where, when she was in the freezer hitting her head, when she was saying, yeah, there's voices in my head, shut up. Oh my God, those are her people.
People who weren't mentally ill were talking about how a ghost comes into their cell at night and tells them to take their life. And all the girls that have taken their life was in that building. Almost all the lifers in this prison are also millionaires. That's right. They have sued the system and won. And they're sitting in prison.
But they sued the system and won for other things, but the suing and winning grant them a release? No, I think that's different. You can win all the cases you want, but for maybe wrongful treatment in there, that's what I'm thinking. But if this person is dead and you killed 10 people or something like that, hey, you know, nah, we ain't letting you go. I'm guessing that's what that is. And then these ghosts that are coming in, you ever heard those people say, oh, the devil told me to do it, this demon told me to do it, or God told me to do it? I think that ghost comes in different forms and people call it different things. That's my guess. Because you'll see some dudes tatted, horns, all that. that are stone cold blood murderers. And
I agree.
Judge.
I agree. Everybody that's in that mindset and spirit, they call them something different. Yep. Only they talk to them. Yeah.
I was like, oh, why'd you do it? The devil told me to do it. His name is or whatever. You know what I mean? That might be a case of that. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm saying stuff that kind of seems like it goes together.
As millionaires.
Alright, so the lady at the top left corner, that's Afena's mama. On top of me, that is Afena's fraternal twin sister. And why I say that's her sister, they were born on the same day. She was born in August of 98. Afena was born in August of 98. They both 26. Your mom, Chrisella, she's 53 or whatever. Dad was Timothy. And this was the petition that he had did to change all their last names from McCoy to Muhammad, because he had, you know, he's with the Nation of Islam now. Timothy stays in Atlanta. So, she had the same address with her sister. They used to stay together until recently. Now she's back with her father.
So I was about to say, so she went from her sister to her dad to the guy in, I guess, Detroit and Michigan. So did her dad stay in Virginia? Who in Virginia knows this girl? Because I'm guessing her dad stayed in Virginia because the Virginia incident was a Taco Bell incident. From the Taco Bell, somehow she got transported or whatever. She up in Michigan now, so
at that address. And yo, this shit is, now I see why she went crazy. Shorty, you know, she probably wasn't with the whole Nation of Islam thing, and your family gonna shun you. But this is a quick one.
Or was her dad in Detroit? I mean, yeah.
Listen, like I was saying, her whole family turned into the Nation of Islam, and you know, they don't like people with the opposite color skin at all. They don't believe and none of that going to heaven. They believe once you die, you die.
Yeah, so I know a lot about that. I'm not in it, but you can read. Everybody can read, right? So having somebody that thinks like Afeni does, I think I pronounced her name right. Hopefully I did. If you put her under the umbrella of anything Islam, any even religion or anything, that ain't, especially Islam, how strict it is, that ain't it. She, as what we see, she views bullying. Hey, put your phone away. You can't do that. I'm gonna have to send you home. She thinks that's bullying. Getting talked to do what you're supposed to be doing. That ain't gonna work.
It's her thinking.
You can't have that. That's not it. So I do kind of believe the fact that, hey, this, you know, being under this religion, being forced to do all this, I'm guessing, right? Go against her dad, go against the family and stuff like that. And even if you look at the comments under this video, the songs that she released, and she was talking about a man in a song, people were just like, wait a minute, after seeing this, that song had to be about her dad, because she talks about the physical abuse when she was younger and things like that.
That's her perspective too, man. So whatever perspective she had or has, especially as she was growing up, she had that perspective, and she spins that perspective on everything that she come in contact with that's familiar or comfortable, that reminds her of that situation, whatever that situation is.
You know, so even if, you know, I'm not going to say physical abuse and things turned her like that. I think she might have been somewhat already on the spectrum, and the dad just made it worse, just heightened it.
And that's it. And if you go against them, you're in the family, you're shunned. And I believe that's what made that little girl really start going crazy. It's like, at a young age, your family just change your name. Mind you, why I say she a twin, her sister, this one right there, her name is Emina Badu McCoy. They were born on the same exact day. You know what I mean? Look at the mama. Look just like the mama, don't? Yeah, so, and then there's more siblings. There's a Sally and the other person name, I can't, Toshiba. God dang. Yeah, you know what I mean? So it was a few of them. And I believe they were the youngest one. No, it was one born in 2000. The youngest one was Sally, I think. But oh well. This post ain't here justifying her actions at all. Really, I just bring like, people want to know who her family is. So, you know what I mean? there they go. You know what I mean? Got you. Timothy ain't got no picture up out there. A couple of them, they know how to get themselves up out of that social. You see, when you in that little cult type of stuff, it's like, because Nation of Islam is totally different from actual Islam and people who practice, you know, Islam, Muslims. You know what I mean? Real Muslims. You know what I mean? But yeah, they give my Muslim people bad name now. Y'all gonna stop that. Now, this where things get a little bit confusing. Right there, it's Timothy Lee Johnson. That's who changed his name to motherfucking Timothy Muhammad. So it's like he wasn't even a McCoy. And he changed all the kids' name and your wife's name before you changed yours. He finally changed his name in like 2013. So, boom. And then, you know what I mean, wifey and whatnot, she tried to divorce him in 2016.
Okay.
Guess it didn't go through, you know what I mean? Shorty wasn't showing up or whatever. And then, boom, did it again in 17. It happened. And then she finally got her damn divorce from the dude. It's like, some people be extremists when they start doing all this little extra religious stuff, and you want.
It's not. Some religions are so cold turkey. They're so different. To adjust is crazy. Even let's say if I want to become a monk tomorrow, that's a big adjustment. To what they do is complete opposite from everything. Like they only eat like once a day. They only eat food that's offered to them. If there's no food offered to them the whole day, you just don't eat the whole day. Like that. That's pretty much what that is.
Follow certain codes, you know. Hey, do what y'all do.
But I still believe, no matter what you get into, no matter who you are, depending on how your mind works, depending on how you take in information, determines the outcome of what you're going to get out of that religion. So I hear people blaming religion or blaming the spirituality what they're into. There's a lot of people in Islam doing great, mind's right, everything intact, everything making it happen. So, but some people been in this since they was really, really young. So yeah, I don't think that's an excuse. I think it has a lot to do with that mental illness. No matter what nobody say, depending on how your mind works, depending on how that chemical imbalance is going on in that brain, determines who you are, who you're going to be, no matter what. All right? Yeah. So I don't think nobody else in the family went off and stabbed some people up. I don't think I've seen none of that. So we can't blame it on the religion. Impossible. Because in every single religion, you got murderers. I don't know. I think what's his name? Jeffrey Dahmer was a Christian. I don't know. But there was in every religion, there's murderers. There's people that has mental illness going on. If you go to the jailhouse, you got a lot of different nationalities and a lot of different religious backgrounds that in jail and in the psych ward.
But, you know what I mean, when it comes to talking about hurting folk and stuff, that's probably why she had it in her. She got it from her daddy.
The mom, dad split up. They divorced for whatever reasons. And she was living with her dad while the parents were divorced. You know, so she went from the dad to the guy. Now, the guy's house, the roommate that's missing that she lived with, apparently her dad was telling her not to even stay over there. You know, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't, whatever, her and her dad, however they were communicating with each other. So yeah, it gets interesting. People want to know, this is surface level. Okay, she has other siblings out there that are probably older or maybe younger. I don't know. They're probably seeing this like, damn, my sister's out there wilding out. She's famous for some wild shit, making fun of her music and all that. Interesting. They probably don't know how to feel like, damn. Or they might feel, I'm gonna say some dark truth. They might be like, damn, she was always crazy. I ain't surprised at that. But what we really want to see is the other employees and people that actually knew her that have been in situations. Like, people want to know, this is surface level. Okay, she has other siblings out there that are probably older or maybe younger. I don't know. They're probably seeing this like, damn, my sister's out there wilding out. She's famous for some wild shit, making fun of her music and all that. Interesting. They probably don't know how to feel like, damn. Or they might feel, I'm gonna say some dark truth. They might be like, damn, she was always crazy. I ain't surprised at that.
Yeah. That part right there. Yeah, that's a deep part right there. Soak that up.
But what we really want to see is the other employees and people that actually knew her that are that have been in situations. Like I want to hear about the guy with the shackles on the car. She, you know, did some Batman solid Snake Metal Gear Solid stuff and tried to stab him in the car, threaten him or whatever. There's other videos getting posted or reposted, old videos that other people had of her out, like working at different places she worked at or whatever, like the chicken spot. Like, oh, I know her. Oh, now I can post a video and it's her and it's gonna go viral. If I have an old video of her, I post it now, it'll go viral. Oh, that's such and such. You know how that works, right? Like her music video, respect me for who I am. Respect who was filming it.
Yeah.
Can the person come out that was filming this video? Please come out.
Yeah, man.
Who are you and how do you know this girl? Or was it the old guy that she lived with filming that shit? So I'm just saying this real quick. If her dad is the culprit to all this jumping off, you know, as mental as she already was, you know, I'm not sure if the dad seen this coming or if the dad saw any developmental issues or anything. He just threw the whole family in the Nation of Islam. I don't know what the dad's thinking is, or I don't even know how she departed from the dad, where she ran away from home or whatever. I don't know. But if she's making a song allegedly about her dad and she's flipping on everybody in a split second about bullying, all this stuff, and her dad talking about abuse, and fam, her dad might have been next on that list. Like I think her dad's still being alive. Like he's probably at home sweating right now. Like, woof, she might pop up at my door one day and just hide under my car. You know what I mean? I mean, it's not funny, but you get what I'm talking about. Like her dad,
it's definitely true.
She was probably gonna eventually kill her dad. Maybe.
You never know.
I don't know.
You never know. You gotta watch.
Yeah, and then as far as the neighbor,
people,
or the guy she was living with, he might have ran. And
you gotta watch people and be prepared for every and anything, because some people are off their rocker. Facts.
Like maybe he's hiding. That's why he's missing. Because you know the police would have to come to his house and question him. Oh, sorry, you were the last person. They might find some stuff in his house that he don't want them to find. I don't know. So a few things are still a mystery as of now. We'll see what happens.
Well, there you have it, man. Deep situation, but shout out to the family of Jennifer, because that's what it's all about. You know, Jennifer's family. Losing her and her legacy. Yeah, just a sad thing for the family to lose a beautiful woman.
About a serious subject matter. Listen, I know you've all heard about the recent taking of the life of Jamie, who was the manager at the McDonald's in East Point, Michigan. I have a question for you all tonight. Who's going to raise those 6 children? And according to grandparent.com, 61% of grandparents are caregivers, take care or sit their grandchildren, and 12% are the primary caregivers. What I have not heard is something about a grandparent, but I do know that their father is incarcerated. That's 6 children, and the eldest is 20 years old. My goodness, I hope she doesn't end up raising those children. I know she's going to play a huge role, a huge part, because she's a spokesperson, and that young lady is intelligent and she is caring, and she's going to make sure that her siblings are well taken care of. Now, how do we as a community embrace this horrific incident has occurred? These children need nurturing. They need finances. They need hope. And they're going to need some counseling as well. And I hope these services will be provided for them. When a parent is lost, you don't have your mother with you and your younger baby. And some of the children won't understand, and they're probably too young to understand what has just happened to their mom. All they know is that their mom is not there anymore. This woman took care of her family financially, raised them and put a roof over their head and kept them safe. But this is very troubling. I didn't hear anything about a grandparent. There's possibly a grandparent in the picture because in the video clips it shows another elderly woman standing beside the oldest child, who's 20 years old again. So I want you to think about that and comment in the comment section. Make sure you put in whether or not you believe who's going to take care of the children. And if you're close to them, if you're a neighbor, please reach out. I know there may be a fund or something out there, but please look out for these children. I also want to hear from you. If you're a senior, if you're a grandparent who is raising grandchildren, what does it take to raise grandchildren? What is that like? Is it burdensome? Is it something that you enjoy, or is it something that you struggle with? Because there's also a statistic that shows that a lot of grandparents who are raising grandchildren are impoverished themselves. How does that flow into the plan? And you've got 6 grandchildren to take care of. What does it take financially? What does it take mentally? And what does it take emotionally? Because if you're the grandparent raising the grandchildren, you have your own set of struggles, and hopefully you're in good health if you find yourself falling in this capacity. In fact, I can share.
Shout out to Defining Moments Today 64 for this content.
A story about my auntie who has raised 3, not just 1 or 2, but she's raised 3 of her grandchildren, her granddaughters, from almost the cradle to now they're in college.
So there you have it. Once again, shout out to the family of Jennifer Harris. So just so you know, just be mindful. Things can happen in seconds. Literally seconds. Control your anger, control your emotions. Be aware of signs of red flags. Be aware of those red flags. We're around people every day, don't know what they've gone through in life, don't know what they're going through in life. You don't want to be a target of somebody's anger, resentment, frustration, aggravation. You don't want to be that last straw. So be careful how you speak to people, talk to people, and all that good stuff. So I'm going to let you guys go. Put a comment on the comment board, share, like, and follow, and subscribe. I appreciate it. You have been dapped. Peace. Much love and respect.